Okay, hi everyone. So today is a new video and a new problem for the day. So this is the question that we are going to do. Okay, so today's question is, hang on. Okay, so that is the question. Your question is given that you are given two equations. All right, you are given that the sum of x, y, and z, they are 0. Okay, and the sum of their squares, x squares, y squares, and z squares, the sum is the square root of 7. So you are asked to find, okay, or in other words, to evaluate what is x to the power of 4 plus y to the power of 4 plus z to the power of 4. All right, so today's equation, what I will be applying is I will be applying something called the algebraic trinomial identity. That's the identity. In other words, a trinomial involves three terms, okay, such that the sum, in this case, it says that the sum of three respective variables in terms of their squares is equals to the sum of the three variable square minus 2 times of the product sum of xy, yz, and xz. Okay, so that's the trinomial identity that I'll be applying today to solve that question. Okay, so before that, I'm just going to write down what is x to the power of 4 plus y to the power of 4 plus z to the power of 4 equals to. Now, we all know that we can just take out the squares, the respective squares. All right, and you have x square plus y square plus z square. All right, so this one is pretty straightforward. Thus, the next step. Okay, now I have, all right, x squares, y squares, and z squares. So now itself is also in terms of squares. So I'm trying to employ, okay, the trinomial identity in terms of this. All right, so over here you will get x squared plus y squared plus z squared of square minus 2 of xy of square, okay, the sum of xy of square plus, okay, yz of square plus xz of square. Now, the next step, what is going to happen? For this portion here, x squared plus y squared plus z square, I remain, I do not change. However, the next part, 2, I remain as 2 minus 2 over here. Okay, the next part is xy, yz, and xz. They are in terms of a perfect square. So I'm still going to, okay, break this further, even further, based on the trinomial identity. So the trinomial identity over here will transform this entire chunk over here into your xy plus yz plus xz square minus 2 of xy, yz plus yz, xz plus xy, xz. All right, so this whole thing got transformed by the identity. So the next step, okay, same thing. This one I do not touch. This one I do not touch. Thus, this one I also do not touch now. I put it in. Minus 2 is minus 2. And thus, what's going to happen here is, if I look at all these chunk over here, the xy, yz plus yz, xz plus xy, xz, I'm going to, okay, multiply them together. So if I multiply xy and yz, I get xy square of z. Over here, yz, xz, I will get xy, z square. Over here, I will get x square, yz. Okay, I hope you can see what I meant. Okay, I just actually multiply them together, put together. Now, the next step is I'm going to factorize. I'm going to factorize xy square of z plus xy of z square plus x square y of z. So I'm going to factorize it, okay, and I'm going to take out the common factor of x, y, and z. So x, y, and z, I'm taking it out, okay, and you have y, over here you will have z, over here you have x. Notice? All right. So what's going to happen? All these I haven't touched, I haven't do any changes yet. All right. So at this point, notice something. I have actually expressed, okay, I've actually expressed x to the power of 4, y to the power of 4, z to the power of 4 in terms of, okay, these following expression. Okay, over here. So the whole thing will actually get you to x to the power of 4 plus y to the power of 4 plus z to the power of 4 is simply equals to x square plus y square plus z square minus 2 times of x of y, y of z, okay, plus y, x of z square, minus 2xyz of y plus z plus x. All right. So that is the identity that I have obtained, okay, by deducing this expression, all right, via the trinomial identity. So I'm just going to write this here, what we have derived earlier. Now, in the question, remember we have two equations. The two equations you are given that x plus y plus z equals to 0 and x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to root of 7. Okay, so these two are what's given. Now, how are we going to work out, okay, from here? What can we get from here? Now, next, what is going to happen is I'm actually going to get this out, okay, based on the trinomial theorem. Remember, earlier I mentioned it. So I write x squared, y squared, and z squared in terms of the trinomial via the trinomial expansion, the identity. And I get x plus y plus z squared minus 2xy, yz, xz, right, respectively. Now, notice you are given that x squared plus y squared plus z squared is root of 7. So over here, the left-hand side will be root of 7. Now, x plus y plus z square. Now, we know that x plus y plus z is equal to 0 from equation 1. So we just plunk this in. Okay, 0 square minus 2 of xy, yz, xz. Okay, this is the part over here. All right. So now we are actually getting another equation. So thus, x of y plus y of z plus x of z is equals to a negative root of 7 over 2. Okay, I hope you can see what's going on here. So this will be our equation 3. Now, thus, remember earlier what we got, okay, for x to the power of 4 plus y to the power of 4 plus z to the power of 4. Now, if you are going to look at the above, okay, identity that we have derived earlier, what do we have? We have over here, we have x squared plus y squared plus z squared square, okay, minus 2 of xy plus yz plus xz square minus 2xyz of y plus z plus x. Now, if you look very carefully, this chunk over here, x squared plus y squared plus z square, is what we have here, the square root of 7. So the square root of 7 square will be here. All right, this thing here. Minus 2 is minus 2. Okay, xy plus yz plus xz square. Okay, what is this? This is simply your equation 3 square. Okay, so I'm just going to square this. In this case, equation 3 is root of 7 over 2, followed by a minus sign. So if you square it, you will have a square over here. Now, what's interesting is minus 2xyz, I remain as minus 2xyz. But what's interesting is y plus z plus x is the same as x plus y plus z. And thus, this is your equation 1. And equation 1 equals to 0. Thus, I just put 0 over here. It multiplied by 0. Now, we have something very interesting. What do we have? Okay, square root of 7 square is 7 minus 2. Okay, the square of minus root of 7 over 2 is simply your 7 out of 4. Okay, and 0 over here will be 0. Okay, so this whole thing will turn into 0. All right. So now you have 7 minus 2 of 7 out of 4, which is simply 7 out of 2. Thus, that is the answer to this question. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So this is the question of today. And, all right. Okay. See you until next time. All right. Goodbye.